Parents in Proctor are now speaking out as officials continue what they're calling a misconduct investigation at the high school. Plus, regrowth after the Greenwood fire, how new life in the woods brings positive impacts to the area. And COVID testing concerns as COVID cases continue rising, especially in kids. Testing centers are running out of space and time.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening. I'm Jenna Wells. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight at 5. Within the last 15 minutes, we've learned one person was hurt in an officer-involved shooting in Duluth overnight. The incident started around 1:40 this morning near Commonwealth Avenue and Idaho Street in the Morgan Park neighborhood. St. Louis County Sheriff's deputies were investigating suspicious activity. They tried to stop an ATV with 2 men on board, but suspects kept driving. Deputies chased them, and eventually a canine found the men in a wooded area around 2:30 this morning. At one point, the BCA reports a deputy fired their weapon, hitting one of those men. That man was treated on scene and taken to the hospital. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries and released. He's now in custody awaiting charges. Authorities have not named the deputy involved or said what led to them to fire their weapon. St. Louis County Sheriff's deputies do not wear body cameras, and there's no squad footage of the incident. The BCA is investigating, and we will bring you more details as we can. Community members are making their voices heard tonight as a police investigation into the Proctor football team continues. Authorities are looking into allegations of what school leaders are calling student misconduct. It's unclear what exactly the claim is about, but the situation created a strong reaction from the community. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo explains how some community members are responding.
Jenna, there were 2 protests today outside of Proctor High School. One was at 7:15 in the morning as students were going to school. Another was this afternoon as they were leaving. In total, about 20 people from Proctor and neighboring towns showed up. Many said they're concerned about what they think happened and how communication has been handled. Because the investigation involves minors, school officials say they can't share specific details. Some protesters say they're concerned, frustrated, and think it's a difficult situation. They want to respect privacy, but don't want the school to downplay the situation.
It is such a tragic event, and it's not seen like that at all. Granted, I don't think it can be, but it's a very gray area. It's hard. It's really hard.
Overall, the message from protesters is no matter the situation, there's people in the community who want to help students who need it. We reached out to Proctor School Superintendent John Engelking for any information regarding what communication has been like to concerned parents and what resources are available to students during this time. The school district didn't directly address those questions in their response.
All right, thank you, Kendall. At a school board meeting last night, school leaders didn't address the situation and said they would not be hearing public comments either. As we've reported, the Proctor High School's football season is now on hold as the police investigation plays out. As the fire continues to burn land in northern Minnesota, a positive outcome has emerged. Forest that was charred black is beginning to transform. CBS 3's Peter Kavakowskis visited an area on Highway 2 today and tells us how nature is taking its course.
Just weeks after the Greenwood fire scorched this piece of land, new signs of life are beginning to pop up all across the path of the Greenwood fire. Mike Croteau with the Forest Service says regrowth is a natural part of what happens after an area is burned. That's often why prescribed burns are planned for many forest areas. As the old plant life crumbles, new life is formed in its ashes. He says the burning process can also help get rid of invasive species, and the regrowth helps build new natural habitats for wildlife. Croteau stresses the fire caused some devastating destruction for cabins and infrastructure. However, he says fire is a key part of rebuilding a healthy, strong ecosystem.
Fire is an essential part of ecosystem integrity, part of the mosaic of different diversities of different habitats and ecosystems. And the insects, the birds, the animals rely on that diversity.
Croteau says in the next few weeks he expects more small grasses and shrubbery to begin to pop up.
All right, thanks, Peter. The Greenwood fire is still burning, but at this point, it's not a threat to cabins or homes. New habitat growing from its destruction is the best case scenario to come out of the fire. Now it's time for Dave to join us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, it is a gorgeous day. It's been so sunny all day.
Yeah, sunny and warm, and that should help with that regrowth.
That's
We
true.
may cool down a little bit tomorrow for some towns, but boy, today was pretty toasty. We did crack 80 degrees from Orr to Big Fork and up towards International Falls, and many more towns may be able to do that tomorrow. But on the other hand, an easterly wind tomorrow is going to make a pretty big cooler by the lake zone up the North Shore. So the 75 at the airport today for a high temp may not last tomorrow. Maybe 60s by the lake tomorrow and 70s and even low 80s inland. All right, what's going on with our satellite picture? High pressure still has a hold of us. That's why it's warm and sunny, and will be so again through tomorrow. But that low pressure system farther to the west will be bringing a chance for some rain showers probably by Thursday night. So short-term forecast is still a warm and dry one. Lows about 50 today or tonight with a partly cloudy sky. Then partly cloudy in Minnesota tomorrow with lakeside highs in the upper 60s. But farther inland could be mostly sunny. And 75 to 80 degrees one more time, or will it only be one more time? I'll show you what the temperature trends are with the 7-day forecast later on here in the newscast.
Sounds good, Dave. St. Louis County's COVID situation is getting worse, and as those numbers climb, there's an increased need for testing. Some are saying that's what is available isn't enough. Carter Wegler is a junior at Duluth Denfeld High School. He started showing minor COVID symptoms yesterday, but he told us he had a hard time finding somewhere to get tested. Wegler tried to book a rapid test at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, but they were booked several days out. The deck was also booked for saliva tests yesterday. So he got one today, but his results aren't expected for at least another day or two. Wegler also says distance learning isn't nearly as accessible this year, so the more time he has to stay out of the classroom waiting for his test, the more work he has to make up.
Unfortunate because I have 5 college classes right now, and missing those days, it's really hard to make up because then I have the homework.
Coming up at 10, we'll hear from St. Louis County's health experts about what they're doing to help provide more testing. Plans to get young children vaccinated took a step forward today. New research shows efforts to close the equity gap when it comes to vaccinations seem to be paying off. CBS's Naomi Ruckham has the latest.
A new poll shows the racial and ethnic divide closing when it comes to vaccinations. The Kaiser Family Foundation survey finds 73% of Hispanic adults in the U.S. report being vaccinated, compared to 70% for black adults and 71% for white adults.
We know our work isn't done, but this is important progress.
As the push to vaccinate continues, Pfizer submitted data Tuesday to the FDA about the effectiveness of its COVID-19 vaccine in children ages 5 to 11. The drug maker expects to request emergency use authorization in the coming weeks. Meantime, New York is the latest state to impose vaccine mandates for healthcare workers.
I have about 500 nurses who are not currently at work.
About 16% of the state's hospital workers are not fully vaccinated, meaning more than 83,000 are at risk of losing their jobs. Deborah Conrad is a nurse in Western New York, suing the state over its vaccine mandate.
I'm wearing the same exact PPE I've worn the whole pandemic, and it's always kept myself and patients safe. Why is it changed?
And federal health officials say hundreds of thousands of Americans have already received their booster shots.
Once I heard that we were cleared to get the booster in my age group, I wanted to sign up for it.
The CDC says new data shows the boosters are well tolerated and most adverse reactions were mild or moderate. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
New data from the American Academy of Pediatrics finds 206,000 new COVID infections among children last week, making up more than a quarter of all new cases, although weekly infections have declined for 3 straight weeks. Still to come on Live at 5, Schwamigan National Forest will once again play host to an annual backpacking ride over 100 miles long. More details as we take you around the Northland city by city after the break.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andrew Davis. I'm one of the otolaryngologists and head and neck surgeons here at St. Luke's. Otolaryngology and head and neck surgery encompasses the field of ears, nose, and throat. The head and neck region is responsible for harboring all of our senses, and a lot of the daily functions that we take for granted really makes us kind of who we are and what we are. Having the ability to make such drastic and impactful changes in patients' lives is humbling, but also profound.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries including wrongful death, recreational vehicles, boats, and dog bites. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
The big 6% instant rebate is back. Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and yep, that's right. You'll get an additional 6% off on the floor price instantly when you pay at the counter. What could be sweeter? Get these high-performance, ultra-quiet Beko dishwashers, your choice in stainless or white. Regular price $7.99, sale price $7.19, and after 6% rebate, just $6.76. Financing always available. Have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
Yay! Here you go, sweetheart.
It's your first savings account.
A savings account? Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted a basketball.
You may dribble me.
Imagining a bright future? Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
When we talk about quality journalism, we're not talking about a once-in-a-while thing. Our team of experienced award-winning journalists has one goal: to tell the most compelling, honest, and accurate stories that impact you and your community. Because this is our home, too. Live, local, CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park, where despite the lake walk being closed, plenty of people are out enjoying the gorgeous evening. Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. The opportunity to learn a lifelong hobby in Ely and a famous content festival returning to Duluth theaters. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start off tonight in Namakagon, Wisconsin, where an annual biking event in the Chequamegon National Forest has put this small town of 250 people on the map. The 5th annual Tour de Chequamegon will take bikers on a 109-mile ride on the well-maintained gravel roads through the gorgeous greenery and remote lakes of the Chequamegon National Forest. The event kicks off on Friday and runs all weekend. There are also options for ATV riders to participate. Next, we head to Ely for the perfect opportunity to learn a new skill that could become a lifetime hobby. Head to the Ely Folk School right in downtown for a lesson on home brewing. It may sound intimidating, but organizers say it's not as challenging as you might think. The lesson starts at 6:30 on Thursday, and it runs about 2 hours, leaving attendees with everything they need to know to tackle this hobby head on right in their own homes. And we wrap up tonight here in Duluth, where a renowned media festival is finally back, kicking off tomorrow evening. Formerly known as the International Television Festival, the Catalyst Content Festival returns for its 16th year and its 3rd year in Duluth. There are 3 distinguished theaters hosting this year's event: the North Shore Theater, the Zeitgeist Art Center, and the Ficker Spirit of the North Theater. For more information on this year's festival, head to our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email. It might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, North Korea launches its third missile test of the month this morning. Today's latest details coming up.
Today's Duluth Airport high 75 degrees, much warmer than the normal of 62. Tomorrow by the lake will drop closer to 62 than 75, but inland, a couple towns could crack 80 once again. We'll talk about this temperature discrepancy and how long it could last coming up right after the break.
If
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Here at Nicolay Law, we've been really fortunate to have people that have worked here for over a decade, to have people that are friends, to people that are family members, and that transfers over to a unique law firm, a law firm that wins for our clients because of that unique relationship, that connection, that dedication, that watching each other's back, and that everyone here wants to help each other, and more importantly, wants to help each other's clients.
Get local, award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay.
Inspired by legend. Born from nature. Bold. Iconic. Daring. Relentless design. Made for life. Made for you. Cambria, a legend in every design.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app.
The Kelly Clarkson Show is hitting the road and kicking off a new season in NYC. Big shows, big stars, and big surprises. From Central Park to Coney Island, I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, autumn is here officially, but the temperatures feel awfully summery. And, you know, just a little while ago, we were all worried about this drought making the fall colors come too quickly. But as I take a live look here at the cotton area, it looks pretty normal for this time in September, with October only a couple of days away. So maybe in September, now that we've got some decent rains and the temperatures have stayed warmer than normal for the most part here, we're putting back the problem just a little bit, if you call fall colors a problem. A lot of folks love them. Other folks want to hold on to the green as long as possible. And here in the cotton area, south there on Highway 53, it does look pretty decent. And speaking of summery temperatures, for many of us, they'll be with us again tomorrow. Inland temperatures 75 to 80, but cooler by the lake. I'll show you how much cooler by the lake with the forecast in just a bit. But here are the current conditions. 74 at the airport, 55% for the relative humidity. South wind going 7 miles per hour is one of the reasons, just one of the reasons why temperatures are warmer than normal. Air pressure is just a hair higher than normal at 29.9 inches of mercury. That's high enough to chase away most of the clouds. Likely we'll do so again tomorrow. Thursday's a different story. We'll tell after this look at the current temps. 71 to 75 in the Upper Peninsula. Wisconsin numbers anywhere from 64 in Superior to 76 in Ashland. 77 in Moose Lake right now, but a little cooler by the lake already. 60s from Two Harbors towards Grand Marais. But we're still looking at 81 to 83 degrees from Ore to International Falls and Big Forks in the middle of that pack. Well, similar temperatures with us again tomorrow, though the cooler by the lake zone for the North Shore especially will expand by a few miles inland. Doppler map right now shows with high pressure in control, rain showers have to go up and over our area, and you see that happening here in parts of Ontario where those showers bloom up, then head across the lake and maybe tickle the eastern part of the Upper Peninsula. Otherwise, we are high and dry yet again through tomorrow, thanks to higher pressure sticking around. And so that helps the warmer conditions last for one more day, and that day will be Wednesday. Thursday's the day of change when the high goes away and a low pressure system comes to call. Clouds will start to go up. Thursday night we get a 30% chance for showers beginning, but that does bump up to about a 60% chance for rain on Friday, with lingering follow-up showers perhaps sticking around through Saturday and Sunday as well. Forecast now tonight in Minnesota. With the sky staying partly cloudy, I think the range of low temps will be about 48 to 55. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, I think about 47 to 50 there. South wind helping to keep temperatures up. Southeasterly wind tomorrow will help make Wisconsin go about 76 to 80 degrees for most locations, though Superior may be one of those places with cooler by the lake. And in Minnesota, from the Twin Ports up towards the North Shore, it's cooler by the lake, all right, but 75 to 80 again farther inland with a partly cloudy sky. Here's the extended forecast showing that rain chance with us Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And of course, by Sunday, Monday, we start to fall back towards normal temperatures, Jenna. So this warm spell won't last forever. By next week, reality returns along with a couple of shower chances.
I know people call it false summer during this time, right? It's like a little taste of it, a little trick, but I'm actually enjoying the more fall-like days that we've been having. I definitely am not looking forward to winter, though. So we can soak this in.
Hopefully you still have maybe 2 months to get ready for it.
Oh, gosh, I hope that's all it is. Thanks, Dave. Senator Tina Smith signed onto a bill that would expand the U.S. Supreme Court. Smith announced today she joined Democratic Senator Ed Markey's legislation to expand the High Court by 4 seats. It would change the court from 9 to 13 justices. Smith is the first senator to co-sponsor the bill, named the Judiciary Act. Republicans currently hold a majority on the court. The size of the court has changed over time. North Korea launched another missile this morning, raising tensions again on the Korean peninsula. The State Department is condemning the missile test. The short-range missile landed in the Sea of Japan. The launch comes just a week after President Biden called to relieve tensions in the area.
We seek serious and sustained diplomacy to pursue the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
The latest missile tests highlight the North's ability to strike U.S. bases in the region, home to 80,000 American troops. Japan's defense minister says today's launch appeared to be a ballistic missile, which would violate a ban by the United Nations. Still to come, a showdown in Congress as the government faces shutdown by the end of this week. Stay with us.
Fall is here, and you know what that means. Oktoberfest. It's beer, food, music, and yeah, those funny outfits. And nobody does Oktoberfest better than the Breeze Inn. Now through October 10th, the crew has prepared a full German lunch and dinner menu in addition to their current menu. Raise a pint of your favorite Oktoberfest beer and celebrate German food and live music in the big tent at the Breeze Inn. This Saturday, the Breeze welcomes the Carlson Brothers, the Jute Joint Bandits, and the Northwoods Band from 4 to 11. Reservations and outside seating available. The Breeze Inn, just minutes up G Duluth Road. Prost!
Are you ready to freshen up your fall wardrobe? From cozy sweaters to fashionable accessories, Angie's Closet has it all. We are a consignment boutique that features designer brand women's clothing and accessories, all at an affordable price. Visit Angie's Closet today.
In light of a student misconduct investigation at Proctor High School, parents are now taking a stand.
Coming up tonight, we show you some signs of new life following the Greenwood fire.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3.
Is being challenged by DFL.
The race is on. Learn how Berkey 2021
is it safe to be ice fishing on Lake Superior?
New funding is bringing more mental health resources.
Dave Anderson.
How a popular new recreational area is allowing.
Hear how one vaccination clinic in West Duluth is focusing
into the COVID-19 pandemic, and food insecurity is still
new year, new ownership.
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community, join us weekdays for CBS3 Live at 5.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, you know, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it. You're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth weeknights on Live Local CBS3.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS. We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So we'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that one was pretty good.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport. It's always a good day for a car wash at Miller Mall Car Wash. But just to be safe, watch Caitlin's Car Wash Forecast. Weekday mornings on CBS3 This Morning with meteorologist Caitlin Moffett. Sponsored by Miller Mall Car Wash. Only on live local CBS3.
For the second day in a row, Senate Republicans have blocked a procedural step to get the vote on raising the federal debt limit. It comes as Congress is also staring down a possible shutdown by the end of the week if lawmakers fail to push through a measure to temporarily fund the government to September. CBS's Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
President Biden is reaching out to federal lawmakers this week as Congress faces a possible government shutdown Friday and an October 18th deadline to raise the debt limit.
It is imperative that Congress address the debt limit. If not, America would default for the first time in history.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen gave that stark warning on Capitol Hill, a day after Senate Republicans blocked a bill to both suspend the debt ceiling and fund the government through early December.
Object.
Tuesday, Republicans blocked an attempt by Senate Democrats to bring up a clean, simple majority vote on the debt ceiling.
If Democrats want to use fast-track party line processes to spend trillions of dollars and transform the country, they'll have to use the same tool to raise the debt ceiling.
He is totally doing a 180-degree turn from what he has offered time and time again.
The president also continues to push to get a deal on the massive reconciliation bill, holding separate meetings with Senate moderates Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema here at the White House.
They had a constructive meeting, agreed that we're at a pivotal moment, need to continue to work to finalize the path forward.
House Democrats say they're also in talks with Senators Manchin and Sinema over the measure's price tag. Thursday, the House is planning to vote on the roughly $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, despite threats from progressives to withhold support until the reconciliation bill is taken up. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Federal agencies are making contingency plans in case the government shuts down Friday at midnight. The American Federation of Government Employees, the largest union for federal workers, says its members are on edge, with hundreds of thousands set to be impacted financially by that possible shutdown.
We've got a packed broadcast for you tonight. Price hikes and delays. That's right. The new post office changes that could impact you ahead of this holiday season. That news and more as the CBS Evening News is just minutes away.
CBS3 Closed Captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Schedule your flu shot online today at essentiahealth.org/flu.
Call again. Our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Hurricane Ida hit Louisiana hard. The people there, their families, and businesses have a long road to recovery. And now it's time for each of us to help lift up Louisiana. Text IDA to 51555 and donate to the Salvation Army relief efforts as they provide relief to those impacted by Hurricane Ida. Learn more at CBS3Duluth.com or the CBS3 News app. Live, local, CBS3, helping lift up Louisiana.
I got into journalism when I was in high school, actually, and that's where I really fell in love with the news and the storytelling aspect of it, being able to bring those things together and keep people informed. It's so important for us to be in a community like Duluth, to be able to hear your stories and then bring them to everybody else in the community.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me.
okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC. I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Tuesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned more about the situation at Proctor High School. About 20 people gathered there this afternoon to protest the way that the school is handling serious misconduct infractions. One protester acknowledged that the seriousness of the infraction and the difficulty of the situation. And tonight at 6, we're hearing more about the COVID-19 testing shortage in the city of Duluth. We have an overview of the St. Louis County's monthly COVID data, which explains why testing sites, especially rapid sites, are backed up. Those details and more top stories tonight at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.